call the Special Services Committee meeting to order. The time is 6:09. First item on our agenda is the approval of the August 19th, 2021 Special Services minutes. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 2 is enrollment data. Dr. McDonald.
So our enrollment is, it is down a little bit from last year. We're down about 74 students right now. We have had 68 students in the past month or 3 weeks that have moved to home education. We had 58 that returned back from last year. And the only other change really that we have been watching the 2 4th grade classes at William Allen. They were 28 and 26. They were 23 and 26 at the beginning of the week, but Mr. Gilpatrick and Mr. Troya have contacted some parents that were in the higher class so that they could spread them out, and they're now 22 and 23. So they're back down to a number where we can adequately spread kids out.
Great. Mr. Pappas.
Do you have any idea how many, if any, of those students who have left to become homeschool students are students who might have any physical disabilities or illnesses and they're being withdrawn because of their safety?
We haven't been notified of any of that, because a student that couldn't be in school because of a safety issue would end up going on a 504 plan, and then we could provide alternatives to them, but we haven't been notified that there's any medical or fragility reason that they're...
But it could be possible?
I mean, it could be possible that the parents just didn't notify us of that.
Okay.
But there was nobody that was flagged as that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But, you know, we can certainly watch for that.
Mr. Watson.
Looking at the homeschool numbers, you've got the breakdown by grade, but then it says non-registered in District 15. Who are those students?
Those are students that never have registered in our district before, that might move here. They might be home ed students somewhere else, and they move here and they just notify us that they'll be continuing home ed.
All right. So they don't tell you the grade or anything?
They just have to notify
I
us. So it could have been, they could be a number of students that have just come from a different area. It could be someone that registered directly with the Department of Education, but they're not enrolled for us.
Any other questions or comments on enrollment? There being none. Item 3, bus data.
So the biggest change in the bus, as you know, there's a driver shortage across the state. We are experiencing that here in Rochester as well, not as significantly as other places, fortunately, but we are down 1 bus. They had to collapse R19. There was 15 students on that bus, and they moved them to R6, 7, and 9, and notified families of the changes. So we're at capacity with our drivers right now, and we do have 1 substitute driver that is driving because somebody is out, but hopefully that person will return back. And we do have the bus coordinator is a driver, so when we get really short, she does both jobs.
She's not having to.
She's not right this minute, yeah.
Any questions or comments? It's interesting, in the news, Massachusetts is in
National
the
Guard.
National Guard. I thought that was such a great idea.
Yeah, we talked about that today. We wondered if that would, because there's such a
We have
shortage in our
National
state.
Guard.
It's very challenging.
Yeah,
With that said, I'm impressed that some of the after-school sports teams have still been able to use a bus.
Yes, yeah.
All right, any other questions or comments? Okay, item number 4, attendance data.
So this is a report that we didn't look at last year or the year before when I was here, but Mrs. Perkins found it for me, and I think it's awesome. It tells you what the attendance rate is at each level in school, and I would just like to note that the BCA attendance is 86%. I think that's really remarkable, and they're very short-staffed there, so they're doing a great job. I'd like to commend them for that. And then of course, we watch the attendance. We haven't started yet with the 5-day, 10-day, 25-day letters, 20-day, 25-day. But this year, we also are starting, it's called the District Attendance Review Team, and it will be made up of at least one administrator or guidance counselor from every school, and they'll meet monthly to review students that they have attendance concerns about. So because it could be a family concern, it could be something that we can help with as a community. So just another way to try to be proactive and find kids that are struggling. So that will start, the first meeting is in October.
Mr. O'Connor.
Yeah, I was just curious, how do our averages look compared to the statewide averages?
I don't know, actually, that's a good question, and I can certainly find that out. I don't know what the statewide attendance averages are right now, just yet. It's hard, I don't know how everybody's even reporting this year, so it's a tough comparison. Some districts are just excusing all absences. We are excusing absences that are either COVID-related or COVID symptom-related, but are holding students accountable for other absences.
Any other questions? Okay, next is item 5, special education presentation by Ms. Reinhardt.
Hi, it's nice to meet everyone. Thank you for having me here tonight. I took my presentation based off what Christian had done previously, so if there's any changes that you would like from me, please do let me know. Everyone has it, so I'll just highlight some information. When I compare the data that's in the report to the numbers I was able to find from last March, the Rochester School District has 16 less special education children in out-of-district placements, and two less students served by 504 in out-of-district placements, which is always exciting. Kids move back, they move back to our public schools. Sometimes kids age out or move out of district, but we do have some return to our public school, which is really what we want to see. Especially every time we have a student that goes into a more restricted placement, we need to ask ourselves as the IEP team, what do we do to bring kids back, right? What do those students need to return to our district? So that's movement, I think, in a positive direction. I just wanted to highlight the preschool numbers. We start preschool, typically most school districts start with very low preschool numbers because a lot of that is based upon when a child turns age 3. So what we often see, I believe one year in my previous district I started with like 8 preschoolers, but by the end of the year we were at like 40. It kind of ebbs and flows as the year goes on. So although the number starts low, I would expect that to increase significantly. In this school year and the end of last school year, all districts are seeing a high number of preschool referrals, and so I would anticipate that would continue for us as well.
Any questions? Did everyone find it that it's in the drive? It wasn't in the packet, but it's in the drive. That's really good news that they're moving back in district, not the district placement. It's going to help a lot.
I agree. And that's something we'll continue to look at
Yeah.
as the year progresses.
Any questions? Welcome to Rochester.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next item is 5-year plan.
So one of the things, and Sarah kind of referenced it a little bit, but one of the things that Sarah and I have talked about with Dustin, who's our grants manager, is looking at the students that are in out of district, what are their needs, and how can we, we're looking at all of our grants together as opposed to in the past it has kind of been, IDEA was here, and this, how can we leverage all of our grants together to try to create something to be able to bring more kids back, and that's a priority for the 3 of us that we've been talking about, and it's going to take us, because that's a new project for the 3 of us together, time to figure out who's out, what do they need, and then what can we do, and then how can we leverage money to do that. So it's not going to happen overnight, but it's a priority for us, and I know that that's a priority for the 5-year plan as well. So we're looking at that.
Thank you. Any thoughts? Okay. Item 7, public comment. Is there anyone from the public that would like to address the committee? There being no one from the public, we'll close public comment. Item 8, other. Does anyone have anything for other? Okay. All right. And item 9, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. That's it. Thank you.